of this League of Legends League. My name is Somi at kasama ko dito si Hyron, and I said League a little bit too much. Hyron, how is your week so far?
Doing pretty well so far. Kind of a lazy bunch of weekdays, but I hope everyone is staying safe as well. School starting soon for my university as well. So if you're like studying from home, make sure to stay safe, stay comfortable. And yeah, so we're getting into our another day of the group stage here for Predator Alliance League 2020 Summer. And our first game is going to be Golden Eagles from University of San Agustin versus LG Esports from Ateneo de Manila University.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to see this first matchup of this week for Golden Eagles. They are currently 0-2, so they're looking for their first win in Alliance League. Meanwhile, for LG Esports being 1-1, I'm quite sure that they would want to have that one win over their loss already. So as of now, I feel like Golden Eagles mas gigil manalo yan. But knowing LG, I'm quite sure that they're well prepared to fight the squad of University of San Agustin right now.
Yeah, they definitely need to get that win. ADMU here going for 1-1. They need to get this win here so they can tie up against FIT 2-1. And then after that, I believe they have one more game against USA and then against UPD. So, or this is the game against USA. So after that, their last game will be with UPD. So these last few games in this group are going to be a huge deciding factor on how we're going to progress after the group stage.
Yeah, and for now, I think we should focus on the fact that we are already in the 4th week of Alliance League and nag-shape na nga yung mga groups natin right now. And for Group A, Golden Eagles, as I said earlier, 0-2 already. So they would want to get their next few games as a win, mainly because 0-2 is not a good way to start the group stages, Hyron. You already know in group stages like this one, every win is important because not everyone could get out of the group stages. And what you want as a team, especially for the first ever Predator Alliance League, is that you get out of your groups. More exposure for your org, more time for your players to learn, and more chances in getting that championship because it's always that one step mentality na for now the first step would be getting out of groups, then the next maybe winning playoffs, but for now Golden Eagles, they gotta focus on getting out of this group.
Definitely, because if you look at the standings, like so far what we have, UPD is 2-0, FIT is 2-1, so every single win here is going to be valuable, and especially if UPD's game against MCL later, if UPD starts getting like the 3-0, then that makes gunning for the second for the other spots here, getting out of this group, so much tougher. So you need to make every single game count, make sure you get those wins and try again. Like you said, the more you win, the more chances you have to test the mettle of your team, really hone them, forge them into a powerful collegiate team, the higher you get in the standings and as you progress into the format of Alliance League. So this is going to be quite an exciting game. It is going to shape how the rest of the group, how the rest of the group's results are.
Yeah, and I think we have to give our fans over here like a moment to start cheering on for their teams over here with the hashtag, of course, Globe Prepaid Hangouts. And bukod pa doon, feeling ko may pamigay na naman tayo. Last week, every week we've been giving away bunch of RP. And ngayon, it's not any different. We are gonna have another selfie mode for today. And I'm quite excited about this one because I've heard that it's gonna be the dabbing penguin one. 2020 and Akad Arena is still making you do the dab. I haven't dabbed since 2017, my dude.
I think I dabbed once during a live, during one of our Alliance League streams when I didn't realize we were already live. So just do that dab right
there. Oh
my
god, I'm not gonna do that, but you know what? Here's the rules. If you want to join our giveaway to get your chance to win our giveaway off this week, make sure to take a selfie, share that post publicly, and share the stream, of course. Kailangan kasama yung stream sa selfie, and then tag Akad Arena with the hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts, and that automatically gives you the chance to win RP. And for now, especially Spirit Blossom still ongoing, I feel like RP is a very nice way to pimp your Yasuo's, pimp your Ari. I mean, a lot of stuff you could buy in Spirit Blossom event.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the time for the weebs to rise up as you let out your inner otaku with these Spirit Blossom skins. I personally love like cast, like that Ara Ara Onessa aesthetic. It's just uh, chef's kiss. So if you win our self emote, and then spend it on whatever Spirit Blossom skins. There's the Glitch Pop skins coming out soon, the Psycho Ops rather skins coming out soon. So just watch out for those. Once we get into pick bans as well, we have our usual chat rally. We'll get into that once the teams have finished their pick and ban phase. But yeah, very very excited to get into this game.
Yeah,
Very excited.
and excited na rin ako if Shamey will be able to redeem his positive prediction rate because last week, yung highlight of the week was Shamey. First time niyang magkamali in predictions after she voted for DLSU and DLSU lost to the Mapua Mages, and that was indeed a shocker. But speaking of shocker, pasok na tayo sa ating electrifying first game of the day. It's gonna be Golden Eagles versus LG Esports. Pick and ban face already in the way. And why are we back here? Hiron, why are we back?
Going into this game with LG Esports, shock, rightfully so. This is going to be an electrifying game because this is going to shape the rest of the road here for the group stage for this Group A. And like with all the other days that we have for Predator Alliance League 2020 Summer, this is going to be the first two games will be from Group A, and then the third and fourth game will be from Group B. So just watch out during our standby screens for this schedule. But yeah, this game here. We're gonna have to see a lot of improvement here from USA if they want to take down LG, because LG, they've been looking strong, shaky at some points. That's why they're 1-1. But generally, their macro is on point. Their execution is the one that really needs polishing. As for USA, it's quite. They have a lot of strange picks like Malphite, Ilaoi, but if they can make them work with these wombo combos, because that seems to be what they're going for, then they could take away a win here from ADMU.
Yeah, and immediately going towards the first bans of this game, we are already looking at a lot of mid lane and solo laner bans from the side of Golden Eagles, especially respecting Yobels, Zoe, and Silas, I guess. But for LG Esports, they are banning out Aphelios with the Graves and Lux. Lux being a very weird ban, but I do believe that this is a target ban. But for the first picks, Hiron, the AD carries getting prioritized, Ashe and Caitlyn.
So, of course, Caitlyn here, very, very strong. Just able to be super safe in lane. Add on to that Morgana, if this is locked in by the Golden Eagles and it is going to the support role, will just allow a very, very safe early game for the Golden Eagles bot lane. But of course, LG Esports picking up the Ashe. Not a big surprise here, though. I don't think we've seen their AD carry Hakao use this just yet, but it has been banned against him before. So, and them bringing the set here means that they have a little bit more flexibility going to this comp, revealing a little bit less information than Golden Eagles would want to have.
Yeah, and as of now, I would like to think that this Set will be going in the support role. I'm not quite sure if Set is still an okay jungler, or I mean, he is a average top laner as of now. And they already have this Mordekaiser, which should be a great top laner in this matchup, especially if he will be going against this Malphite. Stealing away a lot of stats over this top laner just makes the Malphite a lot less powerful to deal with. But we are entering the second banning phase in which LG Esports bans the Kazakhs out. Meanwhile, for the Golden Eagles, they ban out the Karma.
The Kazakhs ban is definitely in line with Dax. He plays the Graves, he played the Kazakhs in USA's second game, and they're really respecting a lot here, including the Volibear ban as well. As for Golden Eagles, this Karma, if Kellogg gets a hold of this Karma, it's gonna give them so much utility, a lot to work with, and It is going to be Azir ban away from Yobel here. We actually have not seen a ban or a pick for the Azir against Yobel, but it seems that Golden Eagles respects it enough, and they don't want that territory control against this composition that Golden Eagles is picking up.
Yeah, and this is quite odd. We don't see an Azir ban or a Azir pick in most of our days, but there is one iconic Azir moment in Esports Acad Arena. It's the mid lane champion that was used in last year's finals that secured SRIA's victory over UE, and I think it was Kanji playing that Azir in the mid lane last year, and it was a game-winning performance. But going back to the Golden Eagles versus LG Esports draft, the junglers, I think, no, actually, the jungler just for the Golden Eagles already revealed it's gonna be an Elise, the lady of the spiders.
That definitely is within the strike range of Dax here. He plays the Graves, he plays the Kazakhs, as we mentioned, and both of these are banned. He wants to be very active in the early game, apply pressure for his team, and with Caitlyn and Morgana being a very safe bot lane, Malphite doing okay. This Mordekaiser might just beat it up a bunch, but if this Elise can make impact in mid lane, then this Orianna could potentially just take over once the fights start happening in lanes other than mid.
Yeah, and I just have to say that Yobel on this Kassadin will be lethal for Golden Eagles. Yobel is quite known to be a Kassadin player in solo queue. He actually used that champion, climb up way up there in the ladder, but against an Orianna, I would say that he has the upper hand in terms of scaling. But let's see if sino makakakuha ng upper hand with the Shamey buff. I think it's about time that Shamey will predict kung sino bang mananalo sa ating LG Esports versus Golden Eagles matchup. So let's just wait kung papasok na ba sa ating stream to si Shamey o nag-prepare pa ba siya.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a prophet like Shamey, I mean, 90% plus prediction rate is still very good statistically, but we'll see. Maybe Shamey.
I mean, wait a minute.
That's
this
a
is
different hedgehog in the background.
Yeah,
and this is Shamey.
This is such a pimp background right now. I think it's more. I just have to say that I like this one better. It looks cleaner and Shamey sniffing over LG though.
LG. Okay, I think personally that's what I would have picked as well, but Shamey here going straight for LG. Very, very decisive prediction there from our Hedgehog Goddess. But of course, that's what I think. That's what Shamey thinks. Of course, we can't forget what you guys think as well. Of course, with our usual pick and ban chat rally here, it is just make some noise in the chat with the hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts, along with the hashtag for your team. It's either hashtag USA win or hashtag LG win for ADMU. And of course, you gotta you'll get a chance to win those skins, win those Garena shells rather. And overall, it's gonna be fun. Let's build our community. Let's spread the word of the collegiate esports scene out there in the Philippines with our friends, with our school. Get these orgs their needed, deserved recognition as well. But getting into this game so far, I do favor the LG Esports comp more here. What do you think, Wilmy?
Well, at this point, LG Esports, they do have the scaling with them, especially with that Kassadin and Ashe. Plus the range advantage in the bottom lane as well. Well, not so much of an advantage. You are looking at a Caitlyn and a Morgana. And I just have to say that it's quite even in my standpoint. Because looking at the aggression that Golden Eagles could... they could do it early on, especially with the Morgana and the Elise. They can get an early lead and make sure that this Kassadin doesn't even get the chance to scale up. But for the side of LG Esports, the win condition here is to just let the game run smoothly. Just try to farm out early. You have the range in the bottom lane, you have the scaling in the mid lane, and you have a Mordekaiser in the top lane that's pretty standard all throughout the phases of the game. But for
power level.
Yeah, but for the side of USA, I do have to say that their early game quite strong. They could go in to get those early kills, get those early advantages that might transition into a snowball that they do need.
Yeah, it's a lot of potential as well. It's just going to be the question of whether Golden Eagles can actually execute that because their game plan is quite clear. Uh, in the laning phase, pre-level 6, the Elise exerts a lot of pressure. The Morgana as well has a lot of threat in the bot lane. And once they reach level 6, they have Orianna, they have Malphite going straight for ball deliveries when you got caught out in your own jungle. Uh, that is going to be tough here for LG Esports since this Kazanin gives up quite a lot in the laning phase. A lot of priority is going to, and it's also going to depend on the junglers as well, their movements, because that is going to influence how this lane plays out. And I always extol the virtues of the mid lane jungle relationship here. The synergy between those two is, I believe, the most important factor for a team right now in 10.16.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. 10.16 really a patch that's heavy on rotating as a team, especially in competitive. I mean, it's always been like that for League of Legends, but at this point in time, there's not much room for micro mechanics. I mean, there is a room for that one, but it's not the focal point of the game right now. It's more on rotating as a team, try to get the advantages that you need via rotations, get those objectives running, control those waves. I think this is the proper way that the game has been evolving, especially in Campus Esports, because sa Campus Esports natin makikita kung sino ba yung future ng mga pro league dito sa Philippines if you think about it, because as far as I know, Kanji, SRIA, last year's Esports Acad Arena champion with his SRIA squad, now the top laner of the Yab Esports PCS roster, and that's pretty big. That's pretty big not only for Campus Esports but for Esports Acad Arena, but the esports community of the Philippines. Alam natin that there's a proper room, a proper way to get scouted, get known by big orgs like Liab Esports. And if wala pang ang campus esports sa university nyo, make sure to drop a message to Esports Acad Arena's page, and maybe, or actually no, for sure, may mag-a-assist naman sa'yo doon. But for now, we are waiting for Golden Eagles versus LG Esports to start. And Marco, we're looking at the chat right now. LG looking to have a lot of people on their side, but Golden Eagles still fighting on.
Definitely. I mean, this is what I love always about every Alliance League or any Acad Arena stream for that matter. We saw a lot of active players or chatters in our Hearthstone stream earlier. A lot of discussion regarding the decks, regarding the meta. We even got the players themselves after their games chilling around in chat, discussing the future as well of their decks, especially. And it's good to see a lot of support here for both of these teams in our League of Legends group stage for the Predator Alliance League 2020 summer. But I think we're going to load into the Rift very, very soon here. And I'm quite giddy in anticipation here for USA Golden Eagles versus ADMU LG Esports.
Yeah, I have to say that I'm quite excited to see kung ano rin bang mangyayari dito, because usually yung mga first matches natin, yun talaga yung maraming ganitong klaseng stunt, like a 5-man camp with Kisu trying to land that snare, and it won't land. And Julie, a little bit careful on this set.
Yeah, safe for now here, but what the important thing is there that they do get vision, or they weren't able to get vision, but this does force ADMU to try and get some early vision there to protect the entrances for the jungle. Both of these junglers, I believe, are going to the bottom side of the map here, and that could mean that they'll converge around top side. This could be a pivotal matchup here, this Malphite versus Mordekaiser.
Yeah, and I don't think that USA is quite aware that their red side is warded, so this is gonna give a lot of information for ADMU to play around with. They actually ping it, so that means na alam nilang may ward dito. And USA, knowing na alam ng ADMU yung rotations nila for the jungler, I think they have to make something unpredictable. They want something to happen early game for them.
And that's really what you want to go for as an Elise. Very fast clear, you want to pressure early. With that full intel for ADMU, that is going to mean that Franz and Julie here are going to be a lot more careful for the next few minutes. And communication is really the name of the game here when you have intel as that jungler. And we're just going to have to see who's better at communicating. They have vision as well on the blue buff side of USA. So this is going to be that's fully scouted out here. He is going to try and use that Yeah, that try and use that blast cone to hide his movements a little bit more, but in the end, I think ADMU knows exactly where he is.
And knowing where the enemy jungler is, especially if it's an early game jungler such as an Elise, it's really great to know kung kailan mo kailangan maging aggressive or kailan ka pwede mag-back. It's a big thing to have, and looks like the snare will land on both champions here as Kellogg will be dealing a little bit of damage in the bottom lane.
Not quite a lot. It's not a lot of action after all. That vision is a deterrent against Max to make a move, and Julie doesn't really have the tools to go for a big gank here, even on Yuki. So for now, he's just farming it up, getting his levels, and make sure that he's very impactful once the laning phase reaches its maturity. But
Yeah.
so far, movements here from both teams, nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, and I have to say that for USA, this Elise, he should be doing something at least by level 4, because right now it's not looking good for USA, mainly because ADMU's win condition here is just to farm it out. Make sure that the Kassadin scales, and if the Kassadin scales is most likely to be on ADMU's favor, late game ng USA, it's almost non-existent.
Yeah, they do have the Orianna for like these big plays, but they might not have the damage to follow that up. Even if they do have a ball delivery combo with the unstoppable force into, but it might be a fight here in this bot lane though.
Yeah, and a great snare landing on Hakao, but looks like Kisu will be actually getting down on low HP. Grasp of the Undying dealing a lot of damage on this Senna.
And that's really the power here. Senna, especially in the hands of Kellogg, allows this bot lane for ADMU to not only trade very favorably, but also sustain after those trades. And against this Morgana, this Black Shield isn't doing a lot.
Oh, here comes the level 4 gank, and the Cocoon does land on France, forced the flash out of the Mordekaiser, and that was a great effort coming in from Dax. The summoner spell on the Mordekaiser already burned.
Yeah, not a kill, but it's still definitely a win here for USA. Could go for a return gank onto France now that he's vulnerable. And this does alleviate a little bit of pressure off of this Malphite. Yuki does appreciate that, though he's still getting pushed onto his turret. Julie looking to find a target at this point.
Trying to find a fight. Yuki already low on mana, can't fight this Mordekaiser, especially with the passive up. It's gonna be a painful day for this Malphite if he goes 1v1 against France.
And so far, despite nothing really happening, quote-unquote, this is not a situation where USA is comfortable in. Because ADMU, they're supposed to be the ones that are holding out. Oh, instant cleanse there to get away from that situation. But yeah, USA is in a very uncomfortable situation. Because ADMU's the one that wants to like hold out until late game. But they're kind of winning these lanes without any contest. So ADMU here starting the game strong. No big plays, but already on the right foot starting this game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. USA, I think they're doing a good effort in trying to burn out France over here in the top lane. But Yuki, on this Malphite's not the champion you want if you want to go for a gank-heavy route. Mainly because Malphite CC comes in the form of a slow and a speed up for himself early on. And yung hard CC niya, it's literally a level 6 ultimate, and that's gonna take some time. You would want, I would say that Renekton could have been a better pick if you would want to go for a very lane dominant playstyle with this Elise.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not actually sure if the USA top laner likes like Renekton. Like his previous picks have been Malphite, so he's picked Malphite twice now. And the other has been Illaoi. And he hasn't drawn a lot of bans either from their previous opponents, maybe Ornn at the most. But that does tell me a little bit of their champion pool, but also their game plan here. Maybe they were thinking that, okay, Malphite's going to be more valuable to us with the ball delivery combo once we start getting into these Drake fights, into these Baron fights especially, which I think is a big key here in this game. So we're gonna have to see, but right now it's not looking good for USA. ADMU though.
Yeah, and Yobel already trying to assert his dominance in the mid lane by literally rift walking in with no mana, but looks like the dragon will be started by USA. This might be a little bit risky, Kassadin low on mana.
Beldo going for the steal onto that Cloud Drake. Can they get those kills onto Dax? Flashing onto the Face Breaker. That is going to be risky for this Elise here. But can they make it? Julie, that cooldown for the Face Breaker, but he's going to get stunned up with the Cocoon.
Oh!
From the Haymaker means he survives. And that's first blood going to Yobel.
Get it! Stealing away the Cloud Drake, then getting first blood as well. ADMU looking great in the early game right now, and for USA, I don't think that they would want that happening in the early game, especially you just gave that one kill to the one person that you do not want scaling early.
Yeah, definitely tough there. I think starting Cloud Drake there was too ambitious, and yes, it is very valuable for USA's comp, right? They have Malphite, they have Orianna that wants the Cloud Drake, but at that point, ADMU had the tools to interfere there, and Yobel getting that kill is just adding salt to the wound here in USA. It's a small wound, but it could fester if they're not careful.
Yeah, and for Tuning over here, he has to work out around this Kassadin, make sure that he pulls a little bit of an advantage, at least CS-wise, because as of now, Yobel not only looking to win lane, but also win in terms of skirmishes as well, based on stats. But for USA, gold lead's not that big. It's just a 1k gold lead as of now. One big fight, especially with the Malphite ult up, could turn things around for them.
Yeah, I think one big fight could be the plan here for USA, but that's LG's line. But we're gonna have to see though. ADMU, I really liking Yobel picking up the Merc Treads here. Seeing as most of USA's damage this early, with XA still not online, it's primarily magic. It just lets them take over the lane even more. And we see a lot of vision put down here by ADMU. And this is allowing them so much intel on the movements of Dax, and I think that's one big reason why this Spider hasn't been as impactful as USA would want.
Yeah, and there won't be any ambushes if alam ng LG kung nasaan yung Elise ng USA for the at least early game, and going towards the mid game, mukhang track na track pa rin yung Elise, and this is not the Elise's fault. It's mainly ADMU having superior vision, but in the top side, Julie already there waiting for Yuki to wake up. Pumapwesto na nga for the showstopper, and that's gonna be the ultimate coming in from Yuki to try and get away, only delivering himself to Yobel, giving him the second kill of the game.
A second kill for the Kassadin is accelerating ADMU's game plan, and once this Kassadin or any Kassadin gets going, it's going to be tough to shut them down. Super mobile, lots of damage, quite beefy as well as he builds into more of those items. And Yobel, and especially in the hands of Yobel, it is quite scary here. USA wanting to get some priority onto this mid lane, but this Rep Herald already taken means that USA right now still on the back foot. Yobel though, looking for a target.
And that's 3 people in the mid lane, so Yobel quite safe there, even if pumapasok siya sa harapan mismo ng Orianna. So as of now, I'm just waiting for the next dragon spawn, because I'm quite sure that USA would want to take a fight over there, try to win with their ultimates. I mean, that's the whole system for them, the ball delivery system, and it only works. It only works in team fights.
Yeah, and both of those have to be up at this point. So around here, yeah, around a minute more until this Unstoppable Fourth is active. They have to save that until then. Thankfully for USA, the Drake is not yet ready to spawn. But this Ocean Drake, this is something that I don't think they can give up to ADMU here, because that's just going to help them with ADMU's win condition to just wait up the game, accelerate their own game plan, turn the tides against USA. But look at that though. Julie.
Yeah, that's gonna be Julie trying something ballsy as the Haymaker gets deflected, but Yobel, I think Julie will be traded off over here. Yobel still picking the 3rd kill of the game for LG, and they are putting the gold where it should be.
That is a 1-for-1, but I think that is so valuable here to get another kill onto this Kassadin. And ADMU, nothing super explosive just yet coming from both of these teams. We've seen Drake fights, we've seen some ganks happen, but ADMU, they're slowly choking out USA here with the threat of this 3-0 Kassadin. Built up the Roa, and this is gonna get scarier from here on. Kellogg clearing up that jungle vision for this Ocean Drake prep.
I have to say that now that the shockwave is gone for USA, ADMU could take this dragon uncontested. I don't think USA can fight without the shockwave. That's their one engaged tool that deals actual damage because this Malphite, he is building tank.
Oh, Dax is gonna go for the contest though.
Yeah, Dax already in a good position. That's a flash burn on Julie, and that's the ultimate from the Caitlyn as well landing. And that's Julie, very low on HP. I think they will be surrendering this dragon. Great play coming in from the squad of USA.
Yeah, USA knows. That's really the importance of tracking summoner spells to the second here. Because they know, France, okay, his teleport is down while Yuki's is up. That means that we have, if we push ADMU here away, then USA, they have complete control of that Drake. ADMU doesn't really have big ultimates that can disrupt the Drake take, except maybe for the Crystal Arrow or the Showstopper, which was on cooldown. So USA, they saw the opportunity, they went for it, and it paid off.
Yeah, and for now, I think USA, they need to pull off another good play for them to at least even out the gold. But in the top lane, that's going to be a 1v1. No Death Realm will be called just yet, and the damage coming in from the passive of France over there, really hurtful towards Yuki. But going towards the bottom lane, looks like they're trying to find a fight. The Black Shield comes a little bit too late, but the exhaust will land on Hakao. Flashes are burned. That's going to be a flash for flash as Kisu, he will eat the Dawn of Senna, and that's going to be X-Haste trying to kite it out. It's a great kill coming in from LG as that's a 1-for-2 in the bottom lane.
Super close there from USA, but I think the clincher was that Black Shield not in time for that snare against ADMU, and that's really going to put you a spanner in the works here.
Oh no, but Marco looks like Dax trying to find already an immediate cleanse, and Kellogg will try to kite it out. No repel just yet, but that's gonna be one kill towards Haste. The flash is burned, and that's a double kill for the Caitlyn as Jobel is there. The shockwave will land, and the traps, the crits. It's gonna be a shutdown on Jobel, a double kill on Caitlyn, and USA back in this game, baby.
Definitely back in the game, and a 2-0 Caitlyn means that ADMU's just been stopped short. Everything now is even, and USA, that was very nice. They've shown a lot of development from their earlier two losses. They now have a better idea of when to take advantage of vulnerabilities shown by the opposing team here, but ADMU, they could get a dive onto Yuki here if they're not careful, but I think they'll call that off.
Yeah, and I just have to say that Dax having the correct call to go to that bottom lane, even if they already lost Kisu, was the play that gave them back the game. It's already going back to just a 1k gold lead from 2 turning 3 earlier, and they already have 1 dragon as well. This is looking great so far for USA. They're getting a good grasp of the game once again. Kanina kasi medyo nawawala na, especially when they got that kill over Jobel.
And a shutdown on that Kassadin. Whew, that is going to be quite vital here for USA. They have to capitalize on that kill they got. As for ADMU, they have to fix that later in the game. If they overstay once again and a wrong teleport comes in from Jobel or even France, it could spell trouble as USA brings back the momentum in their favor.
Yeah, and as of now, we are waiting for the next storm. It looks like Dax. Oh no, that's the snare landing. The cocoon as well. Wala nang galaw-galaw as the Haymaker tries to buy some time. But that's gonna be X-Haste getting his 3rd kill off the game already on that Infinity Edge.
Oh man, ADMU. Seems like they're quite lax on the vision there after that initial loss in that bot lane. Not a lot of vision around. Immediately gets caught out. And that's another kill here for this Caitlyn, and that's really the key to this game, right? Like you've got the wombo combo with the Malphite and the Ori, but the real key here is whether X-Haste can capitalize on all of that free space that USA is giving them. And from the looks of it, he is looking to be that carry that USA needs to follow up on these ultimates.
Yeah, I have to agree with what you said. 3-0-1 on this Caitlyn, already on the Infinity Edge. There is a slight CS advantage on this Caitlyn as well. And looks like this showdown for this game would be X-Haste versus Jobel. Both are great carries towards the mid and late game, especially once they do have their items up. But I have to say that a late game, it has to be the Kassadin game. But Caitlyn, still one of those champions that's really hard to reach.
Yeah, at first, USA looking slow. Dax not a lot of opportunities, but here, Dax has just been making the right decisions here, and he knows that X Haste is the one that he needs to enable. So he plays around that, makes sure that he gets the kills that he needs at this point, and that's basically redeeming that earlier lukewarm reception from the Elise. But of course, Herald is gonna get summoned onto this top lane just to finish off that top turret that Yuki has been admirably holding for quite a while now, but. This crab is going to be the battering ram to finish off this first turret.
I have to say that I'm liking the item choices so far for this Caitlyn, because usually what you would see on a lot of Caitlyn players, after getting that Infinity Edge, they would secure a little bit of attack speed. But in this case, Berserker's Greaves lang yung kinuha ni X-Haste, and he immediately got his second BF sword, which means the crits will be even deadlier. And as saying that, they are already starting this Mountain Drake, but LG in a great position right now.
Should they be the ones starting it? That's really the question here, though, and it's going to be incredibly risky as USA tries to get this Drake, but...
Oh yeah, that's gonna be Kellogg getting a kill already, but the Malphite is already in the backline. France trying to find one against X-Haste, and that's gonna be a shutdown for the Mordekaiser. There's gonna be a 2v1. Yuki looking to be the sacrificial lamb, as Kellogg will be picking up his second kill. They'll give Yobel that third kill, as the Riftwalk is still available. Might be a great rappel coming in from Dax, but it will only buy him so much time. It's gonna be an ace for the ADMU squad, plus the Dragon, a clean ace, by the way.
No deaths and a Drake on top of all of that. USA trying to get initiative onto that Mountain Drake, but that's a very tanky Drake, and this comp that USA has built up is more suited to disrupting Drake takes or immediately turning once ADMU comes close. Here, instead, they played completely around the Drake. They did not play to their strengths at all, and they got caught off guard by ADMU, and that's a huge price that they're paying here for nothing. They got nothing out of that fight.
Yeah, that was a very terrible time for USA indeed. And I just have to say that after this shutdown kill on the Caitlyn, especially na napunta sa Mordekaiser, this will prompt the Caitlyn to drop whatever he's trying to buy and go for a QSS. You have no choice right now. The Mordekaiser is 2-0-2, has the Ninja Tabi, has the Rylai Scepter. There's literally no way that you will survive that 1v1 inside the Death Realm against this Mordekaiser. And now, whatever this Caitlyn is building with that BF sword, it must have been the correct call. But now the proper way to build about is getting that early QSS.
Yeah, and that just puts a stopper onto X-Haste's progression there. Like earlier it was being accelerated, but now it's just cut short. Meanwhile, Yobel still looking strong, nothing to disrupt his itemization as well. And even if he did need to go for something else, that Roa is still ticking up. It's almost fully charged, and that's still more stats here for a very efficient killer here in the form of Yobel. ADMU looking strong, 6k gold lead. And Baron is gonna be a consideration in the next few minutes.
Yeah, and they can take this Baron fairly quickly. They have 2 AD carries, they have the set, and the Kassadin could just zone out so many people while being safe still. For the side of USA, that Orianna running a Tear of the Goddess as well. This is gonna help him have a better late game experience, I guess, but it's not actually gonna match the late game prowess of a Kassadin, because we all know that the kings of late game usually are Kassadin, Kayle, Vladimir, those kind of champions. Orianna pops in the list a little bit further down.
And without X-Haste having to, of course, get that QSS, he hasn't had any components for it, but a fight might break out in jungle.
Yeah, that's gonna be the Elise getting pulled inside the Death Realm, but he will be trying. Actually, no, wait, that's a 2-man coming in from Yuki, and Yuki getting back in the backline with Julie's ultimate, and Yuki looks to be in a tough spot. The flash will be burnt, and the Death Realm is called in the between 4 people, as Yobel will be finding Yuki, and he will be entering the fight once more, but 4 people already out of LG, trying to secure another objective.
Extended fight with only 1 kill, but that might be enough for ADMU to come knocking on the outer turret of USA, open up the map for themselves here. And you should have seen how much time Franz was buying in that Death Realm with that stopwatch as well. Means that ADMU arrives there just in time to push the rest of USA out. And they are establishing a lot of control over this Baron area, getting a lot of vision offensively here, ideally, but I don't think they have the room just yet. They're just placing some wards, some camps onto that Baron pit.
Yeah, and things are looking bleak for USA Golden Eagles right now. But LG, Hakao looks to be in a tough spot. That's gonna be no snare landing just yet. The flash will be burned and the snare will miss. The ultimate coming in from X Haste will secure that kill, but in the bottom lane, that's a Kassadin split pushing all day. 60 CS differential, and that's pretty big.
Kill onto the Caitlyn for a turret and bot side. I'd say that's pretty worth it for USA just to make sure that X Haste can keep going. But yeah, he's not going for QSS at all. He's going for the crits at this point. So he is really believing in his teammate to make space for him. And that is going to be tough. And Franz has shown that his X Haste is not his primary target with the Death Realm. And if X-Haste can deny opportunities from Franz by just being out of range, then this could still be an okay bypass here for X-Haste.
Yeah, but I just have to say that this pushes Kisu in a very tough situation wherein he has to choose of giving the Black Shield to X-Haste, making sure na hindi siya made-death realm, or giving himself the Black Shield to make sure na makakapag-ulti siya. Because if he pulls the ulti first, and he gets pulled into the Death Realm, that's goodbye Soul Shackles. You will literally stun nobody because you got transported into another realm.
It's just these interactions means that this is where the micro comes into play, like the reaction time in the prediction as well. But this could be another fight for the Mountain Break here.
Yeah, oh man, 3-man pull coming in from Mordekaiser, and that's gonna be Yubel picking up his killing spree over the Orianas. France will pick up another killing spree on the Elise instead, and Hakao, LG, no, the whole of LG is just clearing out USA once again, pummeling down their defenses, as that's gonna be another clean ace.
Yeah, super clean ace here. USA once again. They really like getting into these standoffs with ADMU when that's not what they should be doing. They in that situation, ADMU just had free reign in that fight, and USA they didn't even get a chance to use a shockwave at that point. And just ADMU hitting the shots here when they pull the trigger, rewarding them with not only 5 kills but with a Baron, means that they can close out this game much faster.
Yeah, I have to agree with what you said over there. That's already a Baron and a Dragon towards the side of ADMU, and ADMU Franz, LG Franz rather, in that river, pulling 3 people back to his team, giving LG the advantage of getting them grouped together. That Rift Walk will deal so much damage, that Haymaker will hit everyone. That Senna Snare might even land on 4 people. That's how great that pull was coming in from France in that fight. And right now, ADMU with an 11k gold lead, looking to take away this game from USA already.
Yeah, and ADMU with that pull from the Mordekaiser, that's already like a mini wombo combo. That's already like a wombo combo on a budget, yet they're executing it so much better than USA at this point, who have not seen a super big Yuki Toning combo yet that wins them the fight completely. I've seen a lot of Dax catching people out and giving the kills onto X-Haste, but so far, this wombo combo that they've drafted, that Yuki plays frequently, I might add, because he does play the Malphite quite a lot, this doesn't reflect very well on USA as a whole, but we're gonna have to see though. They know when to take these opportunities, but yeah, will that be enough?
And we are already looking at a game that's very one-sided. ADMU taking it with an 11k gold lead, growing it to a 12k one after taking Baron. And if you're USA, you would like to think, gumagana pa ba yung Malphite? Gumagana pa ba tong klaseng mga compositions that we draft? Because they are entering 0-3 right now in Alliance League, and time is against them. They need to start winning games.
He goes to 3. I think that pretty much like knocks him out here in terms of going for the trying to get out of this group. But they have to use every game here to learn as much as they can from these other teams and from themselves as well. I don't see them stealing away a win here from ADMU. Unless Fran just goes full monkey mode in the base here.
Oh no, but speaking of monkey mode, the death ram is called, but he will be golding golden to buy a little bit of time. LG picking up the first kill, and that's gonna be the Morgana down for the side of USA as they pummel down inside this base. The inhibitor in the mid lane already down, and they're rotating towards the bottom lane. They're looking to secure their second inhibitor.
And that might actually be second and third here as Franz moves over to the bot side here to take down more turrets. And ADMU knocking on the door, trying to nail down the coffin here for USA in this Group A. Can USA pull the trigger here? No.
Oh my god, that's gonna be the Orianna pulled by the set. Julie going big in the back line, but he will go golden to reset those turrets as Yobel will do cleanup. The base will be there to protect Dax. The snare will land, but the damage coming in from Riftwalk, that's the slow, that's the stab, and that's gonna be the kill. And the game going to LG. LG securing their win against USA.
This puts him at a very comfortable 2-1 here against the rest of this group. And ADMU, it was rough in the early game, very back and forth, but then they pull back with a haymaker against Golden Eagles and take the game away, 2-1.
Yeah, and for USA, I would like to think that they learned a lot in Alliance League. Sabi mo nga, Kyron, that this game, now that they're 0-3, that pretty much puts away their chances to get out of Group A. And that's sad for USA. That's sad for Vispen region having their 1 out of 2 representatives out already in the Alliance League group stages. But for USA, I think this is a good start. It's not the best start, but being 0-3 in Alliance League will put them in a spot where they have to learn. They have enough fuel, enough room for improvement to just try to find new people. Try to find staff members that will help bolster their stuff. I mean, it's a long process. It's a very, very long process. But that's why Esports Acad Arena is here. That's why the Alliance is here. We help each other to grow, to learn, to put campus esports in the spotlight. And for LG Esports, congratulations for getting their second win in the Alliance League.
Yeah, and Golden Eagles, they show a lot of promise. They know when to take these opportunities, but the execution and as well as the general macro needs a lot of polishing. But that's just the first game we have for you guys. For more collegiate League of Legends action, we have been your shoutcasters for this game and the other games for today. I'm Hyron. With me is Uwomi. We will be seeing you with our next game after a short break.